Welcome to Keep Calm and Speak Wrestling. I am live streaming from PS4, showing you the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. And today's topic I want to be doing is the recap my Money in the Bank prediction. Now, WWE Money in the Bank will take place on May 10th at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, live on the WWE Network, with the kickoff show beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. The pay-per-view will feature 6 superstars climbing the corporate ladder in the WWE headquarters to retrieve the Money in the Bank briefcase, which contains a contract that guarantees them a future championship opportunity. The following will provide some early match competition for this pay-per-view. Money in the Bank. This period is statistically proven to make or break a superstar's career. The precociousness of this pay-per-view is paramount. Certain businessman knows that very well, and plenty of memorable moments come to mind when a WWE fan thinks of Money in the Bank. CM Punk, the only consecutive two-time Money in the Bank winner, is John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 to lead the WWE with the WWE Championship. Besides that incredible moment, Punk did cash in successfully on both Edge and Jeff Hardy in 2009 and 2010 to become World Heavyweight Champion. Dan Bryan and possibly Dolph Ziggler and old Carmella could have the opportunity to follow in Punk's footsteps as two-time Money in the Bank winners at this year's Money in the Bank, to set a new bar in Money in the Bank history if they cash in successfully. Although Carmella is Money and was the first ever women's Money in the Bank winner, her moment was sadly ruined by James Ellsworth. With that being said, the most memorable women's Money in the Bank winner was Bayley, who cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase in record time at last year's Money in the Bank to become SmackDown Women's Champion. She then went on to become the best SmackDown Women's Champion in history and still the current champion to this day, as she is slated to defend her title against Tamina at this year's Money in the Bank. It's ironic that a superstar from AEW, Chris Jericho, created the concept of Money in the Bank and is not as well known for its history as other superstars. Nonetheless, our irony is this honesty with the values cracked up, isn't it? Anyway, let's not digress. Per WWE's official website, the WWE Money in the Bank 2020 mascot is stepping up pretty nicely this far. In the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Aleister Black versus AJ Styles, who replaced Apollo Crews due to knee injury. Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, and Otis. Drew McIntyre defending his WWE Championship against the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. The Universal Championship is up for grabs when Braun Strowman go against Bray Wyatt. I repeat, Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend. Like I said, SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Tamina. And the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which featured Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Mandy Rose, Carmella. I repeat, Carmella defeated Mandy Rose to advance to the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Now that we have covered a selection of memorable moments in both men's and women's Money in the Bank history, let's predict this year's full Money in the Bank 2020 match card. First, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It will consist of, well, let me talk about the Money in the Bank in a minute. Both men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match are happening at the same time. To me, this is not a great idea. but it is what it is. The whole idea is to get to the top of the building in order to get the contract. This won't be a wrestling match, so you have to look at who is on the wise at WWE and which person winning makes the most sense. On the women's side, I can see Asuka back in the main event spotlight, but it seemed like this match was crafted for Baszler to win, if only to continue the rivalry with Becky Lynch. On the men's side, I have no strong opinion on this, but it still would be nice to see Daniel Bryan come out on top. Now, for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, Asuka versus Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke versus Lacey Evans versus Carmella. Dana Brooke has the lowest chance of winning this year's Money in the Bank. Although she is a gem inside and outside the ring, her momentum has been too lacking to warrant a singles goal, especially after losing a women's tag team championship match with Carmella on last week's SmackDown. Carmella has already won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it is unlikely that she will win it again this year. Her momentum is synonymous with Dana Brooke at the moment, especially since he is in a tag team with her and they both missed out on WrestleMania 36. Asuka is the sleeper picker to win this year's Money in the Bank ladder match. Her TLC victory from 2018 and 2019 could go in her favor as she seeks to capture the only chance that has eluded her career, Becky Lynch Raw Women's Championship. She failed to dethrone Lynch at the WWE Royal Rumble 2020, but she could get a second chance with the Money in the Bank contract. Nia Jax is the dark horse of this year's women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Since she has never battled Becky Lynch one-on-one on the main roster, her face-breaker storyline with Becky Lynch from 2018 could come back to life in 2020 if she wins the Money in the Bank contract and cashes in to win the Raw Women's Championship for the second time. Lacey Evans rightfully qualified. Well, I technically rightfully because she used a weapon. So Lacey Evans qualified for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this year, but it somehow been at Sasha Banks' expense. Nonetheless, Evans is a favorite to win this year's Money in the Bank ladder match thanks to her history with the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. As can be indicated by her interference in their match, she is heavily involved in Bayley and Sasha's storyline, with Tamina could very well win the Money in the Bank briefcase and carry it like a lady's purse on her way to win her first ever SmackDown Women's Championship on the main roster. WWE Championship. Then Baszler has the highest chance of winning this year's women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Instead of getting a championship rematch against Becky Lynch, she has been breaking everyone's arms on a weekly basis, will most likely decimate all 5 women's arms in the Money in the Bank ladder match. The ongoing arm-breaking gimmick is a foresign of things to come, the arm-breaker herself, Becky Lynch. The result of the match is will lead to Baszler's first Raw Women's Championship on the main roster. So my prediction on who gonna win the women's Money in the Bank, I'm going with Asuka. Remember, Asuka is 2-0 when it comes to ladder matches. Yes, she competed in 2 TLC matches where she won her first SmackDown Women's Championship by defeating the likes of Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch when Becky Lynch was SmackDown Women's Championship. And the other TLC match was Asuka and Kairi Sane defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. This time the TLC Tag Team match, and she also retained the Women's Tag Team titles. So my money is on Asuka. She's 2-0 when it comes to ladder matches, and she could win the Women's Money in the Bank and become the first, not only the first Japanese wrestler to win the Money in the Bank contract, but become the first Japanese wrestler to hold every single championship in the main roster. Asuka has held the NXT Women's Championship. She held the SmackDown Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. So she could go on, and also she become the first Japanese wrestler to have won the Women's Royal Rumble and the Money in the Bank briefcase, and costing the first Raw Women's chance to become a Grand Slam champion. And accomplishment that Asuka had made history. Okay, so I don't know if they're gonna ask Sami Zayn versus Drew Gulak for the Intercontinental Championship, but I think that could be on the pre-show. So they could add a bonus match. So Sami Zayn versus Drew Gulak for the Intercontinental Championship. WrestleMania 36, Sami Zayn retaining the Intercontinental Championship against Daniel Bryan. The WWE Universe has not seen Zayn since WrestleMania, since he had to extract his wisdom tooth, which will take about 2 weeks to recover from a match. Henceforth, he shall be back to defend his Intercontinental Championship and will be most likely against Drew Gulak. On last week's SmackDown, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura interrupted Drew Gulak's Money in the Bank qualifying match against King Corbin to attack Daniel Bryan at ringside. Thanks to the distraction, Gulak lost his Money in the Bank qualifying match and was thereby incapable of joining his protege Daniel Bryan in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The next logical step for Gulak will be to seek revenge against the Arts Collective by targeting the Intercontinental Championship instead. In order to get that championship opportunity, he must secure sufficient momentum by defeating Cesaro and Nakamura in the next 2 weeks. Take win a week before, so we have 1 week before Sunday, was this Sunday. Okay, before battling Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at WWE's Money in the Bank 2020. Although this momentum will be enough for a championship opportunity, it's not enough to win a championship. After losing to Daniel Bryan at Elimination Chamber 2020 and to Cesaro at WrestleMania 36, it's just not sensible for Gulak to dethrone Sami Zayn this year, and Zayn still has a lot more liberating, altruistic work to do with that championship before dropping to a worthy contender. So my prediction will be Sami Zayn. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in the first match. The rise, the fall, the redemption, the comeback. The WWE has been promoting Jeff Hardy's journey each week on SmackDown, either before or after Sheamus effortlessly defeats a jobber. Clearly, the disease are being pending for a wild routine these two superstars, and could have been fertilized to elect a match for Money in the Bank. Sheamus has felt disrespected by Michael every time he conveniently mentions Jeff Hardy after Sheamus matches. Instead of taking his anger out on Michael, he will instead continue his dominance and attempt to ravage Hardy once Hardy returns to in-ring competition. However, his dominance may have to take a toll here because it will be completely exciting to promote Jeff Hardy's redemption from his past addiction just from the use of Sheamus. So mama is on Jeff Hardy.
Somebody do something about that. His offense is on point right now. He's looking relentless.
The New Day versus the Forgotten Sons versus the Miz and Morrison versus the Lucha House Party of Grand Metalik and Miz Eduardo in a fair four-way match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Although some have expected a triple threat championship rematch among the New Day, Usos, and Third Seat, Miz and Morrison, it seems that Usos were nowhere to be seen on last week's SmackDown, and Morrison and Miz may be breaking up due to the Miz continue his loss is isolated. Instead, the New Day may book the New Day. The New Day did book the New Day to defend their newly won tag team championship against the Forgotten Sons, where the Forgotten Sons defeated the New Day in a non-time match, and the Lucha House Party versus the Wild and Grand Metalik defeating the Miz and John Morrison. it is evident that they want to make a statement after getting cut up from NXT and will likely get a chance opportunity against the New Day at Money in the Bank. Since the New Day recently won the tag championship, they shall retain while giving the Forgotten Sons a strong showing for the first championship match on the main roster. So I'm going with the New Day. Okay, the Street Profit versus the Viking Raiders for the World Tag Team Championship. In a backstage interview, Blanca Belair mentioned that Street Profits have never defeated the Viking Raiders and need to do so next. Clearly, Belair is a more qualified booker than Vince McMahon, but that's besides the point. When the Viking Raiders were the World Tag Team Champions, they retained the championship against the Street Profits. Thanks to 50-50 booking, the Street Profits get a win back and retain the World Tag Team Championship now that the roles are reversed. These tag teams have their NXT history to fall back on, and they shall be able to build their championship match in 2 weeks, particularly in the period this Sunday. So however, without showcasing carpool karaoke, which is absolutely absurd for the Viking Raiders gimmick. Since the OC was unsummoned were released, and after pains are unfortunately injured, there are not that many options for the World Tag Team division, so keeping the championship on the Street Profit is the safest booking decision at the moment. So I'm going to the Street Profit.
Nicely done.
I guess they're going to team up Bliss Cross Applesauce, Elizabeth and Nikki Cross, defending the Women's Tag Team Championship against the Iconics if they show up. Well, they might be added to the card, so I don't know yet. So Elizabeth and Nikki Cross have been on a roll as the Women's Tag Team Champions, and it is not yet been confirmed who will next to challenge them for the Money in the Bank. However, it has been rumored that the Iconics are being repackaged and could be near in in-ring return, so that is definitely an idea to bank on. Since Bliss Cross Applesauce has always retained the Women's Tag Team Championship against the Kabuki Warriors, and Carmella and Jenna Brooke and most of the other women are in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It may be time for the Iconics to make the return for a Women's Tag Team Championship rematch. They lost their Women's Tag Team Championship to Bliss Cross Applesauce in the first place, so it will be a good booking to set up the rematch for the pay-per-view. When it comes to repackaging, the WWE never know how they will end up. However, when considering the repackaging of Emma to Emelina in the past, it's probably safer to bank on Bliss Cross Applesauce retaining the Women's Tag Team Championship. Okay, so main event versus Sunday so have taken place at Money in the Bank. For main event versus Sunday will be on SmackDown.
Oh, he's got him up. Going after the upper body, and it's targeted attacks like looking to end it here. This could be it. 1, 2, 3. No, that was so close.
Fire and Desire, this love triangle is undoubtedly the best storyline on the card. It'll be on SmackDown, and rightfully so. Sonya Deville did an excellent heel job at not only devising a plan to win Mandibule's love life, but also revealing the grudge she has held against her best friend for so long. This is not simply the best friend can become your enemy storyline. Most WWE fans are well aware of best man's favorable booking toward beautiful blonde women. It is clear that Rose received more opportunities than Deville in a certain way. Deville brought awareness to this partially when she cut the promo of her career on last week's SmackDown. For example, Main Rose, not Sonya Deville, attained a SmackDown Women's Championship against Asuka at WWE Fastlane 2019. Also, as Deville mentioned on Twitter, Main Rose, not Sonya Deville, was included in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match at last year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and was again the only one included in a qualification match for this year's Money in the Bank Slayer match. Although Rose is definitely very talented and much more than a prefix, Deville needs to redeem herself from all the opportunities she missed while teaming with Rose. Since Rose already attained his best moment, Deville said defeat Rose on SmackDown, and they can even score in the end of the series with a mixed tag team with Rose and Rose, where it features Rose and Mandy Rose versus Josh Taylor and Sonya Deville at the next pay-per-view.
To that torso region, and I think it's starting to add up. There he goes, crashing to the floor.
Bayley with Sasha Banks in her corner versus Tamina for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley has defeated everyone in the SmackDown's Women's division except Tamina and her best friend Sasha Banks. Although Sasha Banks still have qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match to earn an opportunity to cash in the briefcase on Bayley after this championship match, it seems that there will be a plan for Bayley and Banks' rivalry on the road to SummerSlam. Nonetheless, Banks continuously losses since her return from a former highs and made her look like a total loser, to the point that she shall not even be considered for a championship opportunity against Bayley. If this is Dewey's way of building Banks for a future championship opportunity or push or somewhat of some sort, the book of Banks has been egregious. This could be huge. As for Tamina, she has no chance at dethroning Bayley. Only one shooter shall be taking the championship from Bayley, and that's Sasha Banks. If everyone else does so, is an unacceptable booking and quite frankly disrespectful to both Banks and Bayley as well. So Bayley retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. Okay, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. These two members of the Wyatt family are clashing for the first time at Money in the Bank. Their history is unparalleled and shall make for a perceptive storyline that shall be stretched to SummerSlam in August. Bray Wyatt won't be defeated in this match, so it's entirely safe to assume that Strowman will retain the championship here to elicit a post-match attack by the team in a championship rematch after the next pay-per-view. It's unfortunate to foresee Wyatt losing a championship match after earning a career-making victory over John Cena at WrestleMania 36. But it will keep both superstars protected if Strowman retains. Whenever Wyatt becomes defeated, he shall win and get his championship back because it's a non-level draft in the first place. I'm picking Braun Strowman. Goodness. Okay, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. The Beast Slayers are clashing. As predicted, Drew McIntyre would defend his WWE Championship against Beast Slayer #1 at Money in the Bank. This bout will merely be a proving ground for McIntyre as he aspires to validate his WWE Championship victory against Lesnar at WrestleMania 36. With a definite victory over Rollins and a potential soul-stealing match, since they both slayed the Beast at WrestleMania, many critics may see their path as similar, but there are key differences to keep in mind when analyzing this feud. Unlike Rollins, McIntyre won his first championship by defeating Lesnar after dreaming broken dreams for 10 years. This match will prove why his victory over Lesnar in the middle of a tireless WrestleMania 36 was more meaningful than Rollins' victory over Lesnar at the start of a jam-packed WrestleMania 35. Unlike Rollins, McIntyre had his back against the wall with no sufficient support system after becoming too entitled, and too complacent. While Rollins have had the main event caliber seal from the start of his career and authority throughout his career at his sturdy support system, McIntyre has the jobber like 3B as his support system which lacked any sort of promise. Unlike Wallace, McIntyre had to scratch, claw, and make his way back from such an embarrassing downfall to the main event of WrestleMania.
Shoulders on the mat.
Wallace has no such downfall, but he also does not have the experience of main event WrestleMania. McIntyre has that experience, and that will give him the edge and retain the WWE Championship in what should be a fulfilling story.
There he goes, crashing to the floor.
Okay, finally, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Aleister Black versus Edge Styles, who replaced Apollo Crews due to knee injury, versus Rey Mysterio versus Daniel Bryan versus King Corbin and versus Otis. Now, Apollo Crews could become the first ever minority to become Mr. Money in the Bank, but he unfortunately and predictably has the lowest chance of winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. Crews can't lose, but his movement have been too lacking to win as high as singles go. But like I said, Apollo Crews got injured.
I can't believe it. He just won't go away.
Okay, so Otis did beat Dolph Ziggler, and I think it's too soon for Otis to get a championship opportunity. Rey Mysterio is the sleeper picker to win this year's Money in the Bank ladder match. He has been on the receiving end of a Money in the Bank casting thanks to Kane in 2010. He pointed out that the Money in the Bank contract has eluded his career, and his desire to add that to his legendary resume shall warrant him a victory at this pay-per-view. Before he ends his career, a Money in the Bank victory could also get him back to the main event scenes where he belongs. King Corbin is the dark horse of this year's men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Although he already won the Money in the Bank contract, he failed in his first cast-in against Jinder Mahal in 2017. So another Money in the Bank victory will be very redeeming for him, as it will lead him to his first main card championship. As one of his few heels in this match, he also has a significant advantage in winning since he shooters tend to win these matches. Daniel Bryan is a favorite to win this year's Money in the Bank ladder match. He failed to win both the Universal and Intercontinental Championship, which are the only single championships available on Friday Night SmackDown. Winning the Money in the Bank contract is his last option to attaining singles goal. However, he does not need to win a second Money in the Bank ladder match at the moment, because winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championship with Gulak is always a future option. Aleister Black has the highest chance of winning this year's Money in the Bank ladder match. His rapid momentum on Monday Night Raw has warranted a future main card championship opportunity. Having a shooter with multiple tattoos climbing the corporate ladder is also quite satiristic and could be a sign of change for how a future face of the WWE should look. Also, Aleister Black casting in on Bray Wyatt will be best for business. So mama is on Aleister Black. That's my video for my petition for Money in the Bank.
This isn't just about going out there and making sure everybody's entertained.
I'm sorry for Money in the Bank. Okay, so that's my petition. Please leave a like and comment. Please subscribe to my channel. My name is Ishmael. Comment is spelled ISHMAEL CARMICHEAEL. P is ISHMAEL CARMICHEAEL. Until next time, see you later.